Hey everybody, it's Rock Mixer here, and today I want to show you a new plugin from Kit Plugins. This is the BB N105 channel strip plugin. This plugin is an emulation of the legendary Neve 8078 console in Blackbird Studio A. It's sampled directly from the console. It's got two preamp modes that go between line and microphone impedance. It's got the famous Neve 4-band EQ for tone shaping. It's got Neve's high-pass filter and low-pass filter. And it's even got an analog hum control which injects this warm analog sound. This plugin supports mono and stereo signals. Again, this is an amazing Neve plugin, and it's modeled after the only console of its kind, Blackbird Studio's amazing Neve 8078. This is a highly modified Neve console that is put out countless hit records. The engineers at Kit Plugins have developed a next-generation proprietary sampling method that models analog hardware with never-before-heard depth, detail, and clarity. It gives you the truest analog experience available in any plugin. It's a sonic difference that is both heard and felt. So first, let's go through the features of the Blackbird Neve analog channel strip. So all the way up top, you'll see you have a button that says Auto Gain. And I really love this feature. I have not seen this often on other channel strip plugins, if at all. You click this on, and when you bring this over to mic level, and you bring up the mic level, watch what happens to the fader now. You see the fader going down? Here's another really cool thing. So you see how it steps up in 5 dB increments? So if I don't want to go 5 dBs at a time, I can simply hit this continuous button and I can just bring the volume up to anywhere I want. And when I bring the volume up, you see this fader go down because it's not getting actually louder and it's compensating for the volume. You can really hear what this analog circuit is doing. You have another button here, which is kind of a cute little feature. You click it and you can change the color of the fader. So if you have a lot of faders up, you may want to, group them in different situations. And under options, you can change the oversampling. I guess that's for a system that maybe doesn't have as much power. I'm on an M1, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. All right, so let's go up here. You have a switch to go from line to mic. So if you're in line mode, the gain knob is no longer active. The only thing that is active is the fader. When you go into mic mode, now the fader becomes active. And again, because I have the auto gain on, when I bring that up, it brings it down. And it kicks in that beautiful saturation, harmonic coloration. Right underneath, speaking of saturation, is you have a little toggle switch to turn it on and off the saturation. Now, believe it or not, it will still saturate somewhat. But if you really want that Neve 8068 or 8078 type of sound, you click that on and it will give it to you. All right, moving down, we have 4 bands of EQ. Right here is where you select the frequencies. So if I want 10 kilohertz, I'm right there. And I can click this to go into a bell mode, and then I can boost and I can cut. Or I can go with a shelf. When it's out, it's a normal shelf. And then we can go down to this EQ. We can select our frequency. So let's say usually around here, I'm somewhere between, figure 4.7-ish. This is a bell EQ, boost and cut. And if you hit high EQ, that will narrow the curve. This is how it is on the console, so it emulates the console. I would have liked to have seen an extra little button here to vary that Q, but it's fine. It gives you what it has on the Neve. And where do you hear this plugin and the EQ? It's incredible. You're going to hear it in a couple of minutes. I'm just going through the features. This is your mid, low mid. And again, you select a frequency here and cut and boost here. Again, high EQ. And then this is your low EQ. And again, you select your frequencies here. And if you hit this, it's a bell. And if without it, again, it's a shelf. Now, this is your filters down here. So if you go like this, that's high pass, and you're cutting the top. And here is your low pass right here. You also have a handy dandy phase switch. You can put it in and out of phase like any good channel strip would have. And you also have a button that lets you turn the whole EQ on and off. So you can click it on, click it off. Now this is interesting. Again, this is modeled after Studio A at the Blackbird Studio, their Neve console. And this lets you click in the analog, what they call the analog hum. I call it the analog warmth, whatever you want to call it. You have different levels that you can try. I like to keep it on, usually somewhere between 1 and 2. And that's the overview of the channel. One more thing I'd like to tell you about this Neve channel before we take a listen to it. You can resize the plugin as big or small as you need it to be, which I think is badass. It's a really cool feature. I'm going to let you hear this on a few different sources. Right now we're going to listen to a snare drum top. All right, so let's kick in the auto gain. Let's kick in continuous. And now check this out as I bring up the saturation and the volume. Go to mic. You hear that? I could really push it. That's adding a lot of fatness, a lot of warmth, harmonic coloration overtones. Watch what happens when I turn off the saturation. Hear how nice that is? Okay, let's give it some EQ. I'm going to go to a bell on 10K. Give it a little 220. A little bit down there. A little bit of that. All right, let's hear what the filter does. All right, so let's roll it off at around 27. And let's kick in the analog hum now. Oh man, that's so nice. And this is a rock tune, everybody, so I'm gonna A/B it now. I'm gonna turn it on and off. You're not gonna believe the difference. Listen to this. So that's dry, that's nothing. Wow. And listen to how this channel just fattens things up. It really emulates that Neve console. And what's nice is it's like having your own Neve console right in your own digital audio workstation. And what would be better than Blackbird's 8078? All right, so let's hear it in the track for a minute. So you could really hear in the track how it brings the snare out so much and makes it so much fatter in the track. All right, so let's play around with the kick drum. I'm going to turn on the auto gain and I'm going to turn on the continuous. These are just my preferences. It's the way I like it. Let's go to mic again. You hear how that, just by bringing up this gain and the character of this channel, it just fattens it up beautifully with that saturation, that analog goodness. This time I'm going to turn on the analog hum first. Let's hear it. And just like that, I've got an amazing sounding kick drum. Pretty easy. I can mess with it more, but boy, does this thing sound great with the saturation. This is with the Blackbird Neve EQ, and that's without it. Listen to the difference. You hear how when I kick that in, how the kick and snare just pop out now with this EQ on it? It's such a great sounding EQ. That's out. That's in. All right, so let's hear it on the vocal. Here's what the vocal sounds like with nothing on it.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked.
All right, so this is a hard rock metal vocal. Let's kick it into the mic mode instead of line, and let us turn on auto gain and continuous, and we will bring up the gain, and let's see what we get.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked. Talking darkness therapy for days. Waste some time and find some other ways.
By the way, I didn't tell you that once you bring up the mic gain here, and even though it compensates for auto gain level, you can still adjust the fader itself, which is really a great feature. So I just brought the volume up of the fader, and I am getting some beautiful saturation on this vocal, which is what I wanted, without having to use like the decapitator, which is what originally was on it.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked.
All right, let's EQ this thing a little bit and see what we get. Give it a little bit of 10K on the shelf. I mean on the bell.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked.
All right, let's see where some of this mud is, which I think is probably in the 300, 270, 300 area, but let's see.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked.
So in the 330, I'm going to cut a little of that.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked. I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked.
All right, let's give it a little bit of 4.7.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked. Talking darkness therapy for days. Waste some time and find some other ways.
All right, let's give it a little bit of analog goodness. The built-in analog hum, which I guess that's their word for warmth, because I think it adds warmth, but that's just what I'm feeling from it.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked. Talking darkness therapy for days.
All right, so this is just this plugin. Let's take a look at what it's doing. We're going to bypass it.
I want to tell you everything you want.
Kick it in.
Another problem in my mind is blocked.
I mean, it's such a difference. I'm going to add a little compression to it. I'm going to just use, for this, I'm going to use a 76. I'll use the CLA by Waves.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked. Talking darkness therapy for days. Waste some time and find some other ways.
All right, so let's listen to it in the track now and see what it sounds like.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked. Talking darkness therapy for days.
All right, so I'm going to bypass it and let you hear it in the track.
I want to tell you everything you want.
Bypass.
Another problem in my mind is blocked. Talking darkness therapy for days. Waste some time and find some other ways. While you're sleeping, I stare in your face.
This Neve EQ with little effort is just giving us so much power between the gain section and the saturation, the analog hum, and then once you kick in the EQ. And these EQs just work beautifully together. They're very musical, they're creamy, they're analog. They've really done a great job with this plugin. I will be using this plugin on every channel of my mix. Obviously, depending on what's on that channel and what kind of signal you're putting into it, you might want to try other things, but man, you can't go wrong with this. Everything is totally automatable here, which is nice. All right, so let's hear what the BB N105 version 2 by Kit Plugins sounds like on a bass guitar. This is totally bypassed. All right, so let's kick it in. Let's go to mic, auto gain, continuous, and let's give it some fatness, some analog fatness. Here we go. All right, so let's listen to it bypass. Let's kick it in. All right, let's give it a little EQ. A little compression. I'm going to put a 402 on this. All right, so let's take a listen in the track at the bass now.
I want to tell you everything you want. Another problem in my mind is blocked. Talking darkness therapy for days. Waste some time and find some other ways. While you're sleeping, I stare in your face. I struggle to speak. I struggle to feel all your discrepancies.
So on the kick, on the snare, on the vocal, and on the bass, So one of the things that I like to do is once I get all the things sounding the way I want and I'm tweaking, I can open up as many instances of the plugin as I want, bring them to the front like I did here, and line them up like a little mixing console. So I can keep tweaking and adjusting a few little things as I have to. Again, it's like having a Neve console right on your desktop. So there are really no cons, I have to say, about this plugin. I did notice that a couple of times when I was messing with some EQ, I'd hear a pop maybe, or I'd notice that it would, my CPU processing would overload for a second. I heard that might be a problem that they're working on. Maybe they fixed it by now. I'm not sure, but that's all little stuff. It doesn't affect, once you have everything the way it's supposed to be, it will not affect the way it works. What I can tell you about this plugin is now I have the best of both worlds. I highly recommend you try this plugin. They have a big sale going on right now until November. So if you want to get this plugin, download the 14-day free trial. As I was saying, right now they have a big sale going on. It's 25% off. So you can buy this plugin right now for $75, which it's a steal. And again, think of it this way. You're getting an emulation of Blackbird's Neve console. Try to get into that studio for $75 an hour, and you can put this on every channel of your mix. It's sick. And the other cool thing is, if you don't want to buy it, you can try it first for free. You create an account, and you get a 14-day free trial. Try it, but I bet once you do, you're going to want it. One thing that I forgot to mention was it comes with a lot of great presets. So let's have a look. You have the Blackbird presets. Then you have the Kit plugin presets, and they do it by genre: alternative, bluegrass, classic rock, country, EDM, etc. And then, of course, you can save your own presets under user. I'll sum this up in saying that I love the character of this gain knob and how it works and what it does in conjunction with the fader when you have the auto gain button in. I love having the continuous button in. You can also go into line mode if you don't want to use any of that stuff and turn off the saturation and just use the straight EQ. So you have that option. The analog hum, again, adds warmth, fatness. This plugin is silky, it's warm, it's analog, it's organic. It gives you a lot of options. By the way, I was not paid to make this video. They did, however, bless me with a copy of the plugin so I could evaluate it and do this review. Kit Plugins is a great company. They're passionate about what they're doing, and it's, the proof is in the pudding. I have some of their other plugins, which I'll be doing reviews on in the future. If you found this video helpful and you liked it, I would appreciate you sharing it. Please subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my TikTok, my YouTube. I will be making many videos like this. If you have any questions about this plugin or you need any help, send me an email, rockmixerny@gmail.com. I'll be glad to help you in any way I can. The guys over at Kit Plugins, they're great. They can answer your questions. And right now, they're going to hook you up with a great deal. Again, a 14-day free trial and 25% off. So you have nothing to lose. Thanks so much for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.